All right, friends, we don't have a winner yet of our presidential election, but we are going to read a little bit about the history of America, Liberty's journey, the Statue of Liberty, a national monument I think you all recognize. All right. All right, friends, here we go with Liberty's journey, being the Statue of Liberty. And there she is. When people could actually climb inside and visit her. Liberty's Journey by Kelly DiPuccio. There she is on the shores of in New York. Upon a salt-licked island shore stands a lady folks adore. A mighty beacon by the sea, she greets the tired, the poor, the free. But one day Lady Liberty wished that she could roam and see the people who had come and gone, the land they built their dreams upon. So early on that foggy morn, before the fairies' echoed horn, she stepped down from her sacred place and disappeared without a trace. Careful of the island trees, she pulled her gown up to her knees, then waded across the steel blue bay, her bold adventure underway. She tiptoed down dark, sleepy streets, past bakers selling bread and sweets. Through neighborhoods and alleyways, she zigzagged through the city maze. Walking west against the sky, the lady cautiously stepped by a rusty map of railroad track, the sunrise blooming at her back. In search of amber waves of grain, she trekked beside a chugging train. Through patchwork fields of green and brown, white cherry blossoms in her crown. He's waving at Lady Liberty. She is with her blossoms, cherry blossoms. The train engineer's waving also. She came upon a county fair. People paused to point and stare. The Ferris wheel slowed to a stop. A little girl called from the top. "Hello, Miss Lady Liberty. My Nana waved to you from the sea. She came here on a crowded boat with just her doll and tattered coat." The girl sent up her red balloon. "Come back this way again real soon." The copper giant's eyes grew bright. The gift wrapped round her finger tight. Back at home, distraught since dawn to find their lovely lady gone. Yorkers searched wide and far. Where could a woman that tall hide? Still the lady traveled on, not tired, sad, or woebegone. Her joy renewed by distant places, filled with children's hopeful faces. They're like, her pedestal is empty. Where could she go? Crowds grew bigger day by day, escorting her along the way. Ranchers cheered when she arrived behind a dusty cattle drive. Across the nighttime desert sand, the lady's torch glowed in her hand. While canyon creatures sang a tune, she nestled 'neath a marble moon. News of Liberty's whereabouts filled New York with happy shouts. They put in place a clever plan, calling forth her every fan. Out west, their wayward Liberty stood beside a redwood tree. Her destination now in sight, warm waters spilling, waves of white. People on the Golden Bridge watched her lumber down a ridge. At long last, Lady Liberty had journeyed sea to shining sea. Some of you may recognize this bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. So she's gone from the shores of New York across the country to the other sea, the Atlantic Ocean in New York to the Pacific in San Francisco. She smelled the fragrant ocean air. Pacific breezes tossed her hair. Ships and sailboats welcomed her, but in her heart a lonely stir. She missed Manhattan's sounds and sights. She missed the city's brilliant lights. She missed the harbor ferry's horn. She missed her home, where hope was born. "Excuse me," said a boy in blue. "The mail arrived, addressed to you." Inside his heavy canvas sack were cards and letters. "Please come back." They want their Lady Liberty back. The words brought the lady so much joy, she gently lifted that small boy to her smooth and weathered face, chiseled fine and full of grace. The boy leaned in to kiss her cheek. He would later swear he'd heard her speak. A twinkle gleamed in Liberty's eye. She set him down and waved goodbye. She traveled across the fruited plain, through canyons, black hills, northern rain. New Yorkers lined the cityscape with floats and bands and ticker tape. Firefighters, kind and brave, stopped their trucks to cheer and wave. The lady greeted everyone, her faith restored, her journey done. Back upon her salt-licked shore stands the lady, proud once more. Our faithful beacon by the sea is home where she was meant to be. Facing the city she loves, New York, Manhattan. The author's note talks about how the Statue of Liberty is one of the most recognizable symbols of freedom and democracy in the United States and around the world. It was a gift to us from France, and it talks about how she was built and then dismantled in 1885 and shipped in 214 crates to the United States. She was officially dedicated on October 28, 1886. Liberty's Journey.